Okay, so my persuasive speech is going to be about how manufacturers are choosing aesthetics over
Something
sight.
went wrong. Please try again.
Hold on, hold on. Okay. Anyway, so yeah, manufacturers are choosing aesthetics over sight, and manufacturers should limit the LED like headlight lumens, basically like how bright they are on you. So for basically the topic, the Alex Sparks law kind of pointed out that in the early 2000s, like the bright LED headlight like trend started, and basically like this new aesthetic is emerging, but like more accidents are being caused, and like the Sparks law pointed out that like 12 to 15% of traffic accidents are caused because of like the glare from like bright headlights. Basically, I just want to persuade you guys to like, well, not you guys, but persuade manufacturers to like lower the lumen limits and like use resources that the government has brought to them to like be more cautious when they're making the cars. Okay, so my main points are bright LED headlights contribute to a large amount of crashes. They create like new reasons for drivers with anxiety to like get anxiety like induced while they're driving, and aesthetics and trends are always changing, so them changing how they make their headlights will be fine because the trends will change when the aesthetic is removed. So main point, LED high beams cause like car crashes. Like if you're ever driving and a semi truck is on the other side of the road, you can see that it's coming towards you, and it can kind of block like your vision even like in front of you from the side. And then like if you guys ever seen like the new electric cars, they have like really bright white lights, and it's like all the way around the car, like the front of the car, and it's like if it's behind you and it's like your side view mirror, it's like the glare is kind of blocking your vision from behind you. And then like with insurance, it's kind of hard to say who's at fault if you get in a crash and a car is coming towards you, like even a semi truck, and you can't see the person in front of you and cause a crash. It's kind of hard to say who is at fault. Then moving to my next point, just because like a driver, I'm a student driver, so knowing these things, having anxiety, it kind of like increases the anxiety. Like I'm anticipating if I see a car with bright lights, it's dark outside, they're coming behind me, I'm anticipating, oh no, they're gonna block my side view mirror, they're gonna block the front of me, and it can kind of like, the anticipation can make drivers just feel like very anxious. And with this, when drivers are anxious, like they make like irrational decisions. And Hidalgo Munoz said there's some evidence that anxiety can enable rapid responses to potential hazards. So like if you have a trigger, you have anxiety, or like anxiety when driving, you have a trigger, oh no, there's a semi truck coming in front of me, or there's somebody really bright LED lights beaming at me, that can be your trigger, and you can start feeling very anxious when driving, and you can make like irrational decisions. He also said, and you'll like make irrational decisions to avoid, crashing or your vision being impaired. And he said this avoidance may prevent drivers from developing automatic driving skills and can reinforce driving anxiety through deterioration in self-confidence and self-efficiency. So you may not feel as confident when you're driving with somebody like that's behind you or they're coming towards you. And moving to the next point, oh no, not my next point. But yeah, so basically in college students, our anxiety is getting higher with just assignments being due and other things like that. And so college anxiety is already high, and then anticipation from causing accidents or accidents happening, this is one of the things that can make drivers like anticipate a crash or even think like that. So moving to my next point, some drivers may not care that somebody else is driving with anxiety or somebody else is scared of their lights, and when they're buying a car, they're more focused on the aesthetics. And me myself, I love the white light aesthetic, but it's still not that safe. And also manufacturers, even though there's a system called ADP, and Valdez de Pina, in the article I had, in Europe, Canada, and like Asian countries, they use like a system where the high beams automatically dim or brighten due to like the light outside. So it makes it way safer to use your high beams. But in the US, the manufacturers do not use that, and instead, they just have like, in some cars they have automatic, like it turns on and it turns off, and that's it. So basically, some people might say, or manufacturers might say, they have to use these bright lights because they need to like revamp the aesthetic of like the cars for next year and make it exclusive and make people want to buy new cars. And yeah, and they also might say add more lights to the streets and not on like taking light away from cars, because you know the city can add more lights to the streets so people will be able to see. But there's so many cities, so many governments, and that's like a lot of money. It would be easier if they just did it directly. So in conclusion, headlights should be regulated because bright headlights contribute to a sizable amount of crashes. Anxiety induces irrational decisions in drivers, and trends come and go, but you know, some people might feel different. And then, you don't want, you're driving for the first time or get your first car and then it can kind of turn into like a final destination type of deal. And yeah, we don't want that. So hopefully that they will use the ADB systems in newer cars and we can all be safe.